my primary reason was because I was tired of losing and missing out on recommendations that I would get from my friends, from my family, or just going through my everyday life. So before I had VOUCH, I had all these disparate lists on Apple Notes, on Evernote, that I kind of cobbled together, and I would have lists of movies and TV shows that I had to watch, books that I wanted to read, restaurants that I wanted to go to, recipes to make, products that I had to check out, and it was a mess. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Where are my list people? Does anyone else have lists? Yeah, great. So I heard a lot of interesting things when I was doing some research before building VOUCH. Like, well, what do you do to keep track of your recommendations? I mean, we heard lots of stories and people like emailing themselves. Like, yeah, I'm sure that worked out really well. So on the flip side, I also found myself giving the same recommendations to people, for books that were really impactful for me, or like an absolute amazing restaurant, and I didn't have an easy way to share those recommendations with people that wanted it. And then my co-founder, on the other hand, he wanted to build VOUCH because he was always interested in what his friends are into and what are the things that they've already tried and love that they recommend. So he wanted a place to discover things. He's into cycling and camping, so and tech gadgets, and he's always interested in what his friends are doing. So that's why we built VOUCH. Okay? So VOUCH is a mobile app that gives people a social way to track and to find and to give recommendations. And before you start falling over and say, please, not another app, I get it, okay? Like, we're all inundated with apps and having things, and I know a lot of us here are parents. We don't need another thing to manage, to check in on. I get it. But I would argue that VOUCH is likely going to be the last app that you're ever going to need. And I'd even go so far as to say that VOUCH actually will save you time, it's going to save you money, and it will also save your insanity as you try and remember that incredible recommendation that your best friend gave you over coffee 2 weeks ago when you're trying to figure out what to watch. Okay? So, in the world of marketing, there is nothing more powerful or useful than a trusted personal recommendation. I think we can all attest to that. And that really is what VOUCH is. We've productized word-of-mouth marketing. And because we don't have TikTok-sized funding to go after absolutely everybody in the world, we are really focusing on building a community around parents. Okay? With moms generally being a little bit more social and active, we're kind of skewing a little bit that. But it's for all people, it's for all parents, it's for anyone that needs recommendations. But that's really kind of where we're getting out of the gates with. Okay? But we do encourage our users to vouch for everything and anything that they love that they would want to recommend to people. It doesn't have to be parent focused. You might vouch for your favorite running shoes or your go-to Sauvignon Blanc, although that might be a necessity for us parents as well. So I'll leave that to you guys. But just a little bit about me. So I'm a fairly involved father of 3 daughters. Okay, and when I'm looking for a recommendation, for a new family movie, a fun weekend activity, an easy weeknight meal, or maybe a board game to finally get my kids off of their screens, I turn to my friends, my family, and my network of other parents. But because it's all we've ever known and all we've ever had, a lot of us also turn to reviews, like on Amazon or Google, or going to review sites like Yelp or Rotten Tomatoes. And on these places, we're counting on complete strangers to give us their opinions so we can make all sorts of decisions. Do I have any people that use Yelp or Rotten Tomatoes? Let me see a show of hands. Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of it too. Have you ever disagreed with the reviews on either Yelp or Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, I'm not surprised, yeah. So, not only is it, an interesting thing that that's all we've ever known, but if you talk to any kind of small business, like here at prep cooking classes, or even some of the larger companies out there, and you ask them, well, what do you think of Yelp? You'll see a big sigh, and you'll see in their hearts how difficult it is managing kind of the negativity that happens on platforms like Yelp. Now, I think Yelp had a good start and a good idea, but it's turned into what I would think is a pretty big mess. And it really hurts a lot of small businesses that maybe just had an off night, or maybe you had an off night, and now you're going out on social and blasting it. So we don't think that that's right. So VOUCH is a place for for pure positivity. So, when we're talking about reviews, we think that they're inherently flawed. Okay? I don't know if any of you guys know about it, but there are things called review farms. So there's fake reviews, there's paid reviews, there's all sorts of funny games going on. And also, it just overlooks the fact that taste is subjective, just like we said on Rotten Tomatoes, right? You might not like slapstick comedies. So, and I would say even within the small group of people here, we probably have different opinions on what we consider like amazing sushi, or like what makes a perfect outing for your family. So with VOUCH, it really is simple, okay? It's recommendations, it's not reviews, and it's from people that you know and trust. That's the bottom line. That's why we built VOUCH. So on the handouts that you guys have, there's a QR code, so you can download VOUCH tonight. We are in a dead zone, cellular-wise, for any carrier except for T-Mobile, okay? So if you have T-Mobile, you're golden. If you're not, you're welcome to jump on the Wi-Fi. And it just over on the fridge there is right there, the password.
Yeah, give me a vowel. 2 vowels.
Yeah, so feel free to do that after at any time tonight and download VOUCH. And I just wanted to mention a few key aspects of the app, and then myself and Sydney and Deborah over here will be walking around. We'll be here to answer any questions, help you get onboarded, and get you vouching right away. So the few things I want to mention. So when you first get on board, we have what's called tooltips. Okay, these are just little informational tidbits to show you what does what on the app. If you're going to be new to it, right? I highly recommend you at least view the tooltips and don't skip them all. But then it'll answer a lot of the questions that you might have. Secondly, we have 4 main categories for vouchers. We have media, which would be like your movies, your TV shows, your books, your podcasts, your bands. That's all media. Then we have products. I think that's self-explanatory. We have services. That might be your plumber, your painter, your hairdresser, your nail person, your babysitter, like literally any kind of service. And then we have your food category. And that could be a restaurant or a family recipe. So those are the 4 categories. But we use hashtags to really get fine-tuning on our searching. Okay, it's a huge aspect of the platform. So if you're going to be vouching for a family movie, you might use hashtag family movie or hashtag documentary. So other people can find that hashtag and find that vouch. And the other thing that we're using hashtags for is to keep groups together. So tonight we're here on behalf of Collaboration Nation. So I would encourage you guys, when you're creating vouchers, also throw in the Collaboration Nation hashtag, and that way all the vouchers from everybody here will show up there, and you guys can easily find each other. Okay? And that brings me to my next point. This app is only as good as the people you're connected with. Okay? So after you get onboarded, go to the search area and you can enter in the username of people that have just been onboarded. You can follow each other. And again, that hashtag for Collaboration Nation, that'll also bring up the users of that hashtag. Go ahead and follow people. And lastly, when you're creating a vouch, for anyone that has any kind of affiliate or commission type of arrangements, listen up. So when you create a vouch, you have the ability to provide a link or a code with every single vouch that's clickable, okay? So for anyone that does have an affiliate deal or a sponsorship, when you create your vouch, you are more than welcome and in fact encouraged to put your own affiliate links there, okay? That way you get your commissions and credits for all the things that people purchase. Now what's great about our platform is not only are you going to reach the people that follow you, but that voucher is going to get passed around. It's going to go from me to someone else that doesn't follow you. And your link and code will stay attached to that voucher throughout the lifetime. So you'll be reaching people that don't follow you directly, which is really nice. Okay, so what's next? So what are we trying to do with VOUCH and all of you lovelies out here? So we're building a community. And I mentioned we're kind of starting with parents. It's not exclusive to parents, but that's kind of where we're starting with people like yourselves. And I would love to talk to you guys individually, either later tonight or next week about how we can work together. But I'm just going to list a couple ways that if you're interested, you can get involved with us on a deeper level. First one's pretty easy. If you feel like VOUCH would provide you value and your friends, your family, and your network, we'd love for you to post about us on social media. You can certainly mention us as well. And we would encourage your audience to download the app and then follow you on VOUCH Vault, where it's going to have all of the things that you've already tried, all the things you love, things that you're putting your name on. It's a real big value. Obviously, you can do some of these things on Instagram, but it becomes such a mishmash of things. This is really curated only for the things you love, things that you recommend. It's searchable, it's really convenient. The second thing you could do, for your closest group of friends and family, you can invite them directly from the app, okay? So this is a personal touch. So you can go to your profile, there's an invite friends button, you can send it directly through SMS or other means, okay? The third thing is we do have a creator or influencer program where we'll put together a full campaign with you, where we create content, create vouchers, and then at certain cadences, you'll reach your audience on various channels, okay? These are certainly paid engagements. A lower hanging one is our ambassador program. You can make money for yourself, for your school, or a charity, just for getting your network on the platform. We also have super moms. We'll probably do super dads too, so excuse me, but for right now we have super mom groups. We have one that just formed in Salt Lake City, and we're gonna be doing one here in the Orange County area. This is also paid. We create content, really create communities, just be kind of a super user of the platform. It's as much or as little as you want. And then lastly, we have a school fundraising program that we just started. So it's very competitive for schools, public as well as the private and charter schools. They're always looking to make sure that they have high enrollment. Well, for the parents that love the schools that their kids go to, we want them to be able to vouch for them, kind of give them that added credibility. And VOUCH will be donating money for parents that get on the platform and vouch for that school. So it's kind of like a win-win. It connects parents at these schools with like-minded people, and just really creates community amongst the schools. So if you're interested in that, we can talk further. So I know that was a lot, so thank you for sitting through all that. I want you guys to have a good night. Before you leave, there is a gift bag, hopefully one per household. I think there should be enough for everybody. We have a couple of the top vouched for kitchen items. I wanted to keep it on theme here, so there's a couple items that are most vouched for on our platform created by our users. They're in there along with some olive oil provided by prep cooking classes, and it's made by doing low salad meals. So yeah, if you have any other questions or anything, come reach out to myself, Sydney, or Deborah, and then let's get cooking, all right? Thank you, everybody.
All right.